India, as a country with one of the largest water resources in the world, as a percentage of what we've harnessed, is perhaps the least.
There can be no development in India, no prosperity, no roads, no schools, no computers, no 21st century without electricity.
Electricity is not a luxury. It's a necessity that is needed in both rural and urban areas. As a nation, even after independence 52 years ago, India has a shortage of 60,000 megawatts of power. Even if the country were able to increase capacity of generating electricity, the people would still only have enough power for one light bulb and one fan.
The question is, when you want to harness water resources, how do you do that?
Along the total length of this river, 30 hydroelectric and irrigation dams have been planned. 28 of them are right here in Madhya Pradesh state, and the other 2 are in Gujarat state.
Blood you can trust. Patients may be at risk of HIV infection, hepatitis B infection and hepatitis C infection from infected blood supplies. Infected blood supplies can transmit infectious diseases and result in otherwise avoidable deaths. In India, 3 in 1,000 donors are infected with HIV-1. 12 in 1,000 donors are infected with hepatitis B, and 4 in 1,000 donors are infected with hepatitis C. The number 1 risk for HCV infection is infected blood transfusions. Advanced blood screening technologies can protect patients from HIV, hepatitis B and C infections that may be transmitted due to infected blood supplies. There are 2 ways to test blood for viruses: individual donor nucleic acid testing, also called ID-NAT, and traditional serology tests. ID-NAT looks for the genetic material of disease-causing organisms and can detect very early stage and low level of infection that routine serology tests can miss. The traditional and routine serology test either detect an antigen or antibodies to the organism which are produced in response to the body's immune system. Window period is the time between when an infection occurs and when it can be detected in a lab. ID-NAT is the most sensitive method available for detecting HIV-1. The window period for serology detection of antibodies against HIV is 15 days after infection. The highly sensitive ID-NAT reduces the window period by detection of very early stage and low level of infection. ID-NAT detects HIV-1 9.4 days earlier than serology testing. ID-NAT is the most sensitive method available for detecting hepatitis B. The window period for serology detection of hepatitis B surface antigen is 38.3 days after infection. The highly sensitive ID-NAT reduces the window period by detection of very early stage and low level of infection. ID-NAT detects hepatitis B virus 17.2 days earlier than serology testing. ID-NAT is the most sensitive method available for detecting hepatitis C. The window period for serology detection of antibodies against hepatitis C is 58.3 days after infection. The highly sensitive ID-NAT reduces the window period by detection of very early stage and low level of infection. ID-NAT detects hepatitis C virus 53.4 days earlier than serology testing. Blood banks using ID-NAT test blood twice, once with ID-NAT and once by traditional routine serology test, so they can provide the safest possible blood to patients. ID-NAT blood is the safest possible blood for patients. With the complete implementation of ID-NAT in India, 3,272 units of infected blood can be prevented every year reaching the patients. 1 unit of blood may be used in 1 to 4 recipients. This means up to 13,000 patients. ID-NET is the preferred NAT format worldwide. By choosing NET-tested blood, a hospital or a blood bank is helping patients receive the safest blood possible in accordance with international standards. 60% of the world's 92 million units of donated blood are tested with NAT. In South Africa, 100% of 0.79 million units of donated blood is tested with NAT. In India, only 5% of 7.92 million units of donated blood are tested with NAT. Protect patients. Use ID-NET tested blood.